Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Xinfin Network, aka XDC. And before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask for all those XDC holders out there that are new to the channel. Maybe you guys are already watching and you're just not subscribed to the channel. By the end of this video, if you guys did find any of the information valuable, or maybe you learned something new, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. And also smash that like button and comment down below where you believe XDC will hit in the next major bull run. So with all of that in mind, let's just dive in and let's start off with the overall price of XDC. We have been focused on XDC for a while. Recently, I was talking about the possibility of us going lower and retesting some lows going all the way back to about like February of 2021. And we will address why I was thinking that, and we will also address the current price action on XDC as well and what to really kind of look at. So when we focus on the price of these assets, a lot of people ask me like, okay, well, why are we focused on how low we can go instead of just like buying in at any price if we think that the asset is undervalued? The only reason why we focus on where we could possibly go in terms of price is to capitalize on our dollar and our buying power. With me personally, when we look at XDC, a big sign of us being bottomed out and a big sign of where we could buy this one at was around this demand range from February of 2021. And it was around like roughly 2 cents. But if we lost this, and as you guys do see, we slightly did, and it was a big sign that we could go lower, but it looked like we held up pretty strong. Remember what I say about candlesticks and candle bodies. Candle bodies are very important to watch for because they are most likely going to form where the support actually is. And we did form a support range at around like roughly almost 2 cents here. So what that tells me is any buys between 2 to 2.5 cents is a perfect range to look at. And when we look at where we are at now, you know, this might look very bullish. We're breaking out. We're above some nice EMAs. The next target here is about like 3 cents. Could this be the possibility of us actually being bottomed out and going on to a major run? Not necessarily. And you guys might be, you know, telling me like, Nick, what are you talking about? It looks very good here. On the 3-day, we have a little bit of a different story. So going back historically on XDC, once we lost the 53-day EMA, which is that orange line, you could see that we fought it many times in the past. In fact, going all the way back to October of 2021 is when we officially lost it. We fought against it many times. We even peaked over it slightly back in January of 2022, and we ended up losing it yet again, and we've been fighting at it for a while now. Biggest sign to me of weakness on XDC is where we are at currently. So we almost wicked to it. We didn't hit it perfectly, but this is going to be a big moment for XDC to try breaking out of this because this is almost at 3 cents. And when we look at where we are at now, we're actually between three major EMAs. We are between the 10, the 20, and the 50. So it's consolidating here, waiting to see the next major move. Now, are we going to see a move where we kind of break to the upside, possibly even retest the 200 at roughly 4 cents? This could be a possibility. Remember, higher time frames have different EMAs. Or are we going to break down and retest our demand zone, aka our buy zone? This is our accumulation zone for XDC. Now, could we have higher accumulation? Could we accumulate at the current price? Yeah, sure. I mean, listen, the difference between the current price and down here is marginal. It's like a half a cent. So, you know, it's not like a big difference. But I will say, again, we want to capitalize on our buying power. Don't get too greedy on your buys. But I am focused on this level closely because if we do lose this level in a big way, not like candle wicks, because again, candle wicks are more so liquidity hunts, then we will be looking at roughly like 1 cent to be our next major target. But I'm not expecting that. In fact, I think that XDC and most of the altcoins in this market have been bottomed out. I mean, to be completely honest with you guys, when we look at most of these assets, they are like 90% down. So again, how much lower do you really want these assets to go? It's questionable, right? So As we focus on XDC, I have been accumulating, I've been buying this range. This is one of my 50x to 100x choices. I posted over on the Patreon like 15 plus tokens that I'm looking at for 50 to like 100x plus gains. This is one of them, and I've been talking about XDC for a very long time. And we are starting to see a lot of major updates around XDC as well, which gets me very bullish for it long term. From Andre Kasserman, who remember, Andre is one of the biggest puzzle pieces to the entire picture with XDC. More so talking about digitization, tokenization, and even the full-on tokenization and digitization of, again, trade finance. So he posted this. This is from LinkedIn, and we do see next stop in March, London, Liverpool Street. Join us at the BCR Publish and Trade and Investment Forum 2023, where top banks, credit issuers, institutional investors, and even technology providers will demonstrate how they have reimagined distribution through trade tech-enabled market practices. And again, a lot of those members of the TFDI will be there. So this is very exciting, and we are seeing many things being mentioned here. So digital automation, all through trade finance and trade asset management, and we do see a lot of major players here that are being mentioned. This is going to be very exciting because a lot of the leaders around trade finance will be there. ITFA, we even see ITFA Middle East, ITFA Americas, ICC United Kingdom, ICC France, the BAFT as well. And this is all the leaders behind trade finance. And we even do see like real use cases and best practices around reimagining distribution with trade finance. So definitely stay tuned to March 9th. Remember, the last major event that we were talking about from Andre Kasserman, I think it was Porto of 2022. And that was like a big one. We actually waited for a while for that one, and it was definitely worth the wait. It was a big one. It might have actually been 2021. I can't remember, but it was a big event, and there was a lot of good news that came from it. We are still focused on a lot of these major events because these give us a great sign on where things are headed. Also, remember, focus on the UK. The UK has been doing some incredible planning around reimagining trade finance and digitizing these major bills. For example, shout out to Marina over here, 2023 will be special for MLETR. MLETR is the harmonization of regulations around trade finance and trade documentation. What do you see today? We had the special committee on public bill on electronic commercial documents. And if we listen closely real quick, this is 49 seconds long. Listen closely.
May I welcome you to this first evidence session of the Special Public Bill Committee on the Electronic Trade Documents Bill. Thank you very much indeed, Minister. Did you want to add anything, Professor Green, to that?
No, not really. I think that sets it out very clearly. I think it's really just a question of, as Lord Parkinson says, removing this current legal blocker. You know, in that sense, it's a very narrow thing that this bill attempts to do. Just to reach a situation where the law treats paper and electronic trade documents in the same way.
And as we always mention on this channel, whenever we do talk about XDC, MLETR. MLETR is going to be the big shift that really kind of puts things into perspective around trade documentation. I also think that this is what we are waiting for right now with XDC and Xinfin as a whole. A lot of people have been asking me, like, when are we going to see price action with XDC? When are we going to see any of this really kind of come to light and change the trajectory of the price chart? In my opinion, MLETR is the big one. This is harmonization. This is the regulatory bodies around harmonization that will allow for every single nation to adopt this standard to allow for electronic commercial documentation. And this is going to change everything around digitization, tokenization of these trade documents, and guess who plays a vital role in that? That's right, Xinfin with XDC. And remember, the UK, I just reported on this in an XRP video recently, the UK is ready. The UK has been very, very clear and vocal on what they want to do with crypto. In fact, 5 UK associations formed Crypto Alliance to steer digital asset regulation. They are trying to plan this. They're trying to become a leader around crypto. They want to become a crypto hub. It's only a matter of time before we start to see a lot more other nations come together and want to do the same. In fact, even Johnny Dean, if you guys don't follow the XRP lawsuit, I highly suggest you look into Johnny Dean. He's been fighting for the lawsuit against the SEC for a while. Really kind of bringing together a ton of individuals around this space. Even if you don't support XRP, I think that you should go and check him out. But we do see the United Kingdom, the UAE, and now Ukraine all want to become the world's crypto hub. In the meantime, in the United States, we just drag our feet. So again, like as we really kind of focus on what's happening around regulations and around support of crypto, things are moving entirely fast. And it's not even just around like price action. Like to me personally, even with XDC, like yeah, it's great to look at price action. It's great to look at the chart in the past and really kind of look at where we are going to be headed to next. But at the end of the day, I don't really care so much about focus on price right now. What I focus on is things happening around the world within crypto adoption. Because again, you know, as we focus on crypto adoption and crypto hubs and stuff like that, I don't really focus on Bitcoin or Ethereum or this, that. I focus on these utility grade tokens like XDC that are changing the way things are being utilized. For example, trade documentation. Trade documentation is a big aspect of trade finance, and trade finance has a technology gap within it that's worth roughly like $19 trillion, right? And I really think that when we focus on Xinfin and we focus on XDC, long term, I think that a large value creation around XDC is creating a world of trade finance where everything is digitized. Everything is, electronic, and it allows for efficiencies to be realized in. There's a lot of problems within trade finance. There's a lot of issues with cost as well. The technology is there. There's a lot of technology there that could help these documentation or these documents become electronic and actually have that documentation digitization happen. But the problem is the cost associated with it. The costs with Xinfin and a lot of the products that are tied to it, like Trade Tech, for an example, it allows for those efficiencies to be met at a lower cost, at a lot easier integration process as well. And this is really changing the game of trade finance as well. And trade tech is one that we've been focused on for a while. And we even do see over here, big news. We're delighted to unveil our new website and our expansion into the private debt and real assets market. So we continue to see major expansion. This is looking great. I think that 2023 is going to be incredible for a lot of these utility tokens. I mean, right now, as we focus on crypto as a whole, I've been focused on the crypto market cap. We almost hit 1 trillion yet again. It's only a matter of time before we actually start to see a lot of these major assets being realized in and their value being realized, because Xinfin still, to me, is a very overlooked gem. It's why I have it on my list of a 50x to 100x opportunity run. Even going off of the lows that we recently seen, which even, we'll say from my point of accumulation, when we look at the topping points that I've been addressing, like, to me personally, $1 is a big one that I've been focused on. Like once we flip $1, then we're looking at a lot higher price action. But a 50x is $1.30, right? And $1.30, I think roughly, going off the total supply, it's like somewhere around like almost $20 billion in market cap. I think that that's very undervalued still for what XDC is doing. And then 100x, we're looking at like almost $3 for a 100x opportunity run. And if XDC does a very similar run to like XRP, then yeah, we're looking at those higher price actions. But again, I'm not only focused on the price per XDC, I'm also focused on the value disruption from what Xinfin's doing and what all the players around Xinfin are also doing as well. That's why I also tell you guys to pay attention to what Andre Kasserman is doing. He's a leader behind trade finance, and he has a direct tie to Xinfin. So pay attention to the domino effect of some of these meetings that are happening, these big, conferences and stuff around trade finance, because all of this is really kind of painting a picture on where we are headed. A lot of these things do take time, though. You got to remember that And I always try to say this on this channel whenever I talk about even assets like XRP. These are big disruptions. It's not something as small as like, okay, well, here's a new, digital, we'll say, use case for tokenization of ID, right? No, this is disrupting an entire asset class. So it's something big, and it's something that does take time, and harmonization definitely is needed. I think that focusing on regulations and regulatory bodies, like these 5 major alliances, this is something huge. And I think that things are happening around regulations that are kind of painting a picture for utility tokens to be the spotlight going forward. It's only going to be a matter of time now. We just got to really be patient. XDC, in my opinion, is going to be a big token of mine, especially in my portfolio. That is going to surprise a lot of people. I think that XDC, very similar to what we've seen in 2020 into 2021, is going to do something remarkable going forward. And I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to be reporting on it. So definitely stay tuned for a lot of those updates. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on it because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.